we have a problem. And the problem that we currently have today, there's a lot if you live in America, but the problems that we're going to discuss in this video relate to well meaning and necessary, I would argue, arguments about why Hollywood is having a problem writing strong female characters. But these arguments coming from these YouTubers are veiled in misogyny. The arguments themselves are very, very, very well meaning, and they do have some incredibly important points of why Hollywood absolutely does, in general, have a problem figuring out how to write female characters. There's a depth and a nuance to this conversation that we're going to dive into today that hopefully doesn't miss the point, because I am losing my mind watching so many of these YouTube videos that my stupid algorithm is feeding me about why women hate strong female characters and why Hollywood has a girl boss problem. Hollywood absolutely does have problems. Hollywood has lots of problems. But when we talk about the nuance of female characters, you can't make your argument while also putting women in the same box that you're trying to drag them out of. We're going to address a couple of different topics. We're going to talk about strength, men versus women. Everybody loves bringing that shit up. And it really depends on the genre that we put people in. I'll explain. We're going to talk about feminine versus masculine. What does that even fucking mean? It's a great question. We're going to talk about examples in media and other video games, and we're absolutely going to talk about the two characters that people find so offensive. Rey, She-Hulk. Oh yeah, and we could even throw Captain Marvel in there because y'all be really mad about them for I don't even know why. It's a lovely Saturday. It's raining, and I had time today. See, I watch these videos because I like to give creators a shot. And I am interested in different kinds of content, and I like hearing like different types of perspectives, especially when it comes to writing. Hi, if you didn't know, my name is Crystal. I'm a showrunner, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a director, I make audio fiction, I write books. I'm in this space, and I love creating strong female characters. I love action movies, I love horror movies, I love romance movies. Dude, come on, The Gorge, anybody? Action and romance? What? Inject that shit into my veins. So I love different types of media. Aliens is my favorite movie of all time. Hands down, hands down. I mean, it's really hard because Sinners came out, and then I was like, oh shit, because that movie's like fucking incredible. But Aliens is still like my favorite movie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. But listen, let's just get into this, you guys. So we're having this conversation because it is super important to have the conversation, especially now, about why we need nuanced, diverse, strong female characters written. And I think it's very important to define what we mean by strength. And that is also going to depend on genre. Let me explain. For example, if we are putting a female character in what is traditionally an action movie, there are certain laws of action movies that just apply. For example, I love the John Wick franchise. It's fucking great. I am such a fan now of us not having 85 million cuts in fight scenes. Oh my god, the Daredevil hallway fight scenes, the Daredevil prison fight scenes. One long, continuous, amazing shot of just like athleticism and ass beatery. Come on, it's so good, right? It's so good, right? John Wick, also incredibly shot, also an incredible action movie. Also your typical wonderful no depth action movie. Like, we love John and we love Keanu Reeves, like we stand Keanu Reeves in this house, like let's go. But like also it's literally you kill my dog, prepare to die. Valid. We don't hate John for this. And you know, it's a little bit deeper because, you know, that was dog given to him by his wife. But, you know, we know that we're in action universe now. And inside of action universe, while we do see John Wick get beat up, John Wick is also hit by cars. A lot. And then just gets up and limps. John Wick falls out of windows on 2 cars. And then just rolls off and gets up because John Wick man muscle and John Wick awesome whatever keeps John Wick from, you know, not being fucked up like the rest of us would absolutely be fucked up if we got hit by a fucking car or fell out of a fucking window onto a car. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't just, I don't think there's any level of muscle that's gonna keep you from being fucked up, right? But that's fine. Like, Predator, the original Predator, my man Dutch, literally love Predator, love the Predator series. Prey, God, what a great movie, right? So original Predator, we see the Predator like literally use his little laser gun and blow somebody's head like off. When Dutch gets hit with that gun, that same gun, man muscle, just a graze. Just a graze, bro. He rolled in that 20 on that. It's fine. It's fine. He passed the check. Man muscle kept him safe so he could fight. It's fine, right? So we are in the confines of an action universe where we have this amazing suspension of disbelief, where we expect, these amazing feats of athleticism that defy gravity and bend the laws of physics, and we don't care because we want to be entertained by the story. That's what the action genre is. So then when we take men out of the action genre and we put a woman in the action genre, explain to me why now all of a sudden we have to follow the laws of physics. I'll wait. Is it just because she's a woman? Is it because that, yes, in real life, men are built differently than women? It's in real life, yes, technically, a man is physically stronger than a woman. We've had these conversations and debates over the internet ad nauseum. Could the top female UFC fighter beat the top male UFC fighter, right? Can an untrained woman or a trained woman fight your average guy? Like, how does that work? Right? So these are conversations that we are having in the space of reality. And then we have an action movie where we don't live in that same reality anymore. Ballerina was a fantastic example of a great action movie with a female lead. Atomic Blonde, anybody? Old Guard, anybody? These are great action movies with female leads. And the same laws, the same action movie bending laws that apply to men should also apply to women within this genre, unless you are making a very specific kind of actiony movie where you don't want those laws to apply. Atomic Blonde, I thought, did an excellent job of showing us what it would take if you were a badass female agent and you literally had to fight a bunch of dudes. Like, when you look at the behind the scenes of Atomic Blonde, you see them having that discussions. And I think Atomic Blonde is such a great example. Never mind that the third act, like her just fight, like literally could we all just learn how to take a punch like she does in that movie, because fucking incredible. Like, fucking incredible. But you see the toll that it would take to actually maybe somewhat live through this if you were being attacked. And listen, if you are a woman living in this world, these are not like unrealistic fantasies to have, because let's just be real, we do live in patriarchy. We still live in an era of Me Too. It hasn't gone away. We live in an era where the biggest predator to women is men. So for us to have these discussions or fantasies or want to live in a world where it is literally possible for a tiny woman to pluck man and fling him into the fucking sun, that's great. We should have that. It's awesome, especially within the bubble of the action universe where typically the laws of physics don't apply. They just don't apply. So when we're having conversations about how cinema is displaying the strength of men versus women, and women doing things that technically they wouldn't be able to do in the real world, we'd never have that conversation if it was a guy. You'd never go, well, a guy can't carry that gun. He's got tiny hands. He can't pick that particular weapon up. He needs to use this one. You never think about that when it comes to an action movie when there's a man in it. Only when there's a woman in it do then we suddenly decide to shift the narrative. And that's a problem. That's when you have to pause and recognize your internal bias. It's fair to have that conversation if we're in a different genre. In any movie, there is a level of suspension of disbelief. Let me rephrase. In most fiction movies, there should be a level of suspension of disbelief. We don't always watch movies because we want them to completely mirror how things work in the real world. And if you're willing to make those exceptions for male characters, but something inside you feels uncomfortable when you try to make those exceptions for woman characters, then you need to pause and sit with your own eternal bias. And it is so important that women do this as well as men, but especially women, because this, like, I don't know, really affects you. Because, you know, you're a woman. Another critique I see happening quite a bit in this discussion about how Hollywood is portraying women is feminine versus masculine. And listen, yes, there are a lot of examples where Hollywood thinks if they just like remake something, or if they just, you know, put a woman in there, but it literally is a man, that's what we want. And I think the biggest offender of this that people don't talk about in these videos was actually the new Terminator. That movie was trash. And that movie had the capacity to not be trash. But the problem with that movie was whoever made it did not understand their fan base and literally did not understand what anybody wanted. We love Sarah Connor. We adore her. I don't think there's anybody on the fucking planet who doesn't like Sarah Connor if you like Terminator. She is always talked about and held up as the standard of well-written female characters. And she's fucked up. Like, let's just be so fucking for real. There's a reason she's fucked up, and she should be fucked up. But Sarah Connor is fucked up. She is a fucked up character who got put up in a fucked up situation, and you see that, and we love that. We love our women strong, messy, and ready to kill a motherfucker. We stand that shit in this house. When we see her in Terminator 2, it's perfectly done. Now, there was a lot of messy Terminator movies that came after that, and then we had the new one, where you killed John Connor off screen, and then you just gave us a female protagonist. And that is God, the worst example of Hollywood, the point it flew over their head, crashed into that man's cabbage cart. Stop fucking with that man's cabbages, because it just flew, and you just fuck with his cabbages. Why you fuck with his cabbages like that? Because you missed the fuck up. Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that. There were so many ways that if you wanted to pass the mantle to a woman, sure, fine, okay, great. But you don't kill John Connor off screen, a beloved character, the leader of the revolution that's been there for decades, the whole reason that Sarah Connor did everything, and then you just like kill him in like one little flashback. He just dead? He just, no. So you could just bring in, we don't know her. Who the fuck is she? I don't know her. Who she is. Why what? What? Why? No, like, there's a way to pass the torch. There's a way to pass the torch. There's a correct way to pass the torch. People love talking shit about the all-female Ghostbusters. And listen, they should. I watched that movie. It's not great. It's not a great movie. And again, nobody asked for an all-female Ghostbusters. That's where Hollywood fucks up, where they think, hey, if we could just take this out and put this in, people will be happy. No, what people want is different representation. We'll swing back to that. But in the case of the female Ghostbusters, if you wanted to pass the torch from all male Ghostbusters to all female Ghostbusters, fine. Then you have the original characters in there. It's their daughters or their family members or something. There's a way that you can fuse both universes that respect the source material and the fans. And then there's a way that you could fuck it up. Stop fucking it up. When we talk about what is feminine and what is masculine, that's a conversation that is going to be very personal to people. And I need people to understand that, because in a lot of examples of these videos, on one side of their mouth, I'm watching these creators talk about how women are hypersexualized. And they are. They absolutely are. Talking about how women are hypersexualized in movies, and women need to be free to be whatever they are, but then we'll immediately have a problem with the way certain characters look, like Aloy, or the main protagonist in Star Wars Rebels. Outlaw? Star Wars Outlaw. The Star Wars Outlaw game. Have a problem with the way those characters look. Like, women don't look different. What we're asking for when we talk about diversity and representation in media isn't just moving women out of the box that they have been put in. And what is that box? The box is that women are there to be sidekicks for men, that men are stronger, better at everything, that women are literally there just to have babies, be a love interest, be fucked, and that's it. We have no brain, no rights. And that's a problem. It's an even bigger problem happening in America right now, because it looks like the assholes in power, that were never properly punished when they should have been, it's a whole different conversation, are literally trying to move us back towards that, where women are just seen and not heard, where all we are mothers and fucking incubators for men's desires. It hasn't gone away. It's still fucking here. We're still fucking fighting against it. And we absolutely should see women fighting against it in media. Nobody is telling you, and I would really love examples because they keep telling, these YouTubers keep saying that people are saying that women are not allowed to have babies and be housewives anymore. Who's saying that? Who the fuck is saying that? Nobody's saying that. You know what people are saying? They are asking you, do you actually want that? As a woman, is that what you want, or is that what you were conditioned to want? There is a difference. And to pretend like that conditioning doesn't exist does a complete disservice to the conversation and the representation that we want and are trying to have. You cannot ignore patriarchy. You cannot pretend it doesn't exist, that it hasn't harmed women, and that it hasn't harmed men. What if he wants to stay at home and be the dad? What if he wants to fucking stay at home, make babies, make churros, and she's supposed to go out and make all the money? Is he no longer a man because he wants that? Do you find him less attractive because he's soft and he cries and he expresses his feelings and he doesn't raise his voice? What if he's not strong? What if she is stronger than him? What if she's taller than him? Does that make him not a man? We are human beings, and as human beings, we have feminine and masculine sides. What we want is characters, men and women, that are the breadth of what makes us human. Those are incredible characters. When we talk about Ellen Ripley, and we absolutely should talk about Ellen Ripley because Ellen Ripley is incredible, but people forget that in the first movie, Ellen Ripley was the smartest woman in the room who was ignored. Ellen Ripley said, fuck you. You can't come on this ship. You cannot break quarantine. We didn't like Ellen Ripley in that moment because we wanted Ellen Ripley to be better. We wanted Ellen Ripley to let them in because then maybe they could have saved the guy. But Ellen Ripley was the smartest woman in the room who was ignored, and then look what happened. In Aliens, which was incredibly well done, and like I said, one of my favorite fucking movies. Please stop fucking up the Alien franchise. Please stop fucking it up. But that's a whole other conversation. My God, Alien Earth, Alien Romulus, God help me. I'm never gonna get a good Alien movie. Ellen's incredible. Ellen is incredible in the second movie, but she's incredible not just because she's a mother. And I see that a lot, that if a woman doesn't want to be maternal, if she doesn't want to have babies, then all of a sudden she's not a woman anymore. And that is the trope that we are trying to move past. Yes, you can want babies. You can want millions and millions and millions of babies. Girl, if all you want to do is be pregnant and have babies, I love that for you. Excuse me. I get upset. Do you be you? Yes, girl, do it. Do it. If you just want to you want to be the prettiest girl in the room, you want to wear the sexiest thing that you want to wear, girl, do it. Love it. Yes, queen slay. I want to make a world that's safe for you, where you can walk outside in a fucking thong and nobody touches your ass. You see what I'm saying? Back to Ellen, though. Back to Ellen. Ellen is a wonderful character, not just because she has a motherly instinct. Ellen is a wonderful character, at least to me, because she is strong. She is a survivor. That's what makes Ellen Ripley Ellen Ripley. Ellen Ripley is a motherfucking survivor. She has a kind of courage and a strength that I don't know that I would have. In that first Alien, I'm not going back for that fucking cat. Fuck that cat. There's a fucking alien running around on that spaceship. I don't give a fuck about this cat no more. Listen, I love my dog, but if the dog's on the end of the hallway with the alien, I might not have a dog no more. I'ma just be fucking real with y'all. And y'all need to be real about your shit too. Listen, we love to watch these action movies so we can be brave, but in reality, you will not respond the way you think you will. Prime example. And I love to talk about this because I love to talk about like I'm learning about like self-defense and making sure that you can actually manage your responses when it comes to fight, flight, freeze, fawn, like all of those. People need to be really fucking real because there's this myth almost that all women have this mother bear instinct and all men are protectors, and these things are not true. They are not universally true. I'm not saying that your particular mom, parent, that or you, for example, would not go toe to toe to protect your child. Maybe you've already been in that situation, so you know exactly how you would act. But it's a very interesting video that went around on the internet a while ago about, I believe this happened in France, where there's a man and he's running around a playground with a knife and he's stabbing kids. Now, you would think that mother bear, father instincts would have jumped all those parents into action and that man would have just got his ass kicked. Except that's not what happened. That's not the reality. There were many mothers who just stood by and screamed. They didn't do anything. This isn't because they didn't love their children. This isn't because they didn't have a maternal instinct. It's because that when you are put in those situations, you need to know how you personally are going to respond and then train yourself accordingly. That's real. There's this terrible TikTok, and I say terrible because it's this image of this poor man, and he's got his child in his arms, and then he's attacked by a rabid animal. I think it was like a squirrel or something, and this poor man, because he's trying to get this squirrel off of him, and he's panicking, yeets the child, screams the child's name in despair because he's just realized what he's done, but his body is still flailing because he's trying to get the squirrel off. Now, you might want to say in the comfort of your own home behind that screen that you would never do that, but do you really know? Do you know? Have you tested it? Have you ever pressure tested your response under pressure? Do you know how you would respond if you are actually put in that situation? You don't know. So there is this prevailing myth that we see, and then one of the reasons that we love fiction stories is because we have these characters who transcend that myth, who are brave enough to go back for that fucking cat, who are brave enough to say, damn, Newt's down there in the den of the aliens where all these soldiers literally just got murdered. My ass, who is not a soldier, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go get this kid. I'm gonna go down there and get her. That's some brave shit. This is why we love Ellen Ripley, because she had the strength and the courage to do that shit. But now I want to posit a question to you. Take Newt out of the equation. Do you still love Ellen Ripley if she went back down there for Hicks? What if it was different? What if now it's not realistic? What if there was no Newt? What if what actually happened is Vasquez, when they blew up in that tunnel, Hicks got knocked backwards, knocked out, fell down that slide, was floating in the water unconscious. Ellen goes down to find him. She's trying to open the gate to get there. She hears the beeping in her ears. She's got to get to him because she doesn't want to lose someone else. She's screaming his name, trying to get him to wake up. He won't wake up, and then the alien takes him. She's flipping the fuck out. She gets outside, she goes to Bishop. She tells Bishop we're not leaving because she's got to go back and get Hicks. She does. She goes down there. She gets Hicks. They fight their way out, and that's how he gets hurt. Do you still love Ellen? Is Ellen still a badass? Or is it not realistic now? It's a fun question, right? Do we still love that movie if we take away Newt? Is Ellen still the same character? I think so. Do you? Because let us not forget, Hicks was asleep. Ripley is 1v1ing a fucking alien queen, and Hicks is sleeping. The man is sleeping. He night-night. That man was probably having the best fucking drugged up dream ever, and she literally out there fighting for her life. That man is asleep. Would we even think aliens was realistic now in this current climate? Would you call her a Mary Sue? Ellen didn't have no fucking training. Ellen just went down there and 1v1 that bitch. Is she a Mary Sue? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about some other offenders that people love to fucking manipulate for their own fucking. I just can't. Let's talk about Rey. Now, full disclosure, I got plenty of problems with the trilogy. Okay, the new trilogy, I got mad problems with it. Okay, I could go on for days about why I hate the Last Jedi, why Rise of Skywalker was not that good. In fact, I love talking to people about the Last Jedi because my beef with it is whatever. That's fine. That's a whole different video topic. You want me to talk about why I hate the Last Jedi? Sound off down in the comments. I'll tell you why I hate the Last Jedi. I'll do a whole fucking video about that shit because it just makes me so mad. But anyway, I'm finally a Star Wars fan now because it's a Star Wars property that upsets me the way that the prequels upset people because I don't really care about I think Revenge of the Sith is awesome. And the first two prequels, like, they're not great. They're alright. But, like, it didn't, like, piss me off like The Last Jedi. Like, physically, like, it just made me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm just so, I got the Star Wars nerd wage, so I really feel like I'm part of the fandom now because I'm so, like, why did you do that? But anyway, let's talk about Rey. When we first meet Rey, and this is what people love to, like, ignore, okay? When we first meet Rey, we see that she's pretty capable. She's been out here on her own. She's scavenging. She's had to learn how to fight. She's had to learn how to survive, right? So, in a way, she's more set up for success than Luke. Let's just be so fucking for real. Luke is a farm boy. Luke is a bumbling fucking farm boy that does not know heads from tails when we first meet Luke. Luke could not be more of a who the fuck, what the fuck? How many times does Han Solo have to save Luke's fucking life? Because Luke don't know shit about fuck. Okay? And then Luke is suddenly the greatest Jedi ever. But Luke can just be the greatest Jedi ever because God forbid we talk about the Messiah of Luke Skywalker in the realistic lens that y'all love to paint Rey. I know. He went to train with Yoda. I know he went to go train with Yoda. I watched the movie. I saw him carry the 2-pound little alien on his back and do some flippies. I saw it. I saw him. We saw the one. It wasn't even like a training montage scene. It was like the one little droid came up and Luke was like, hit it. Buffy got more training than Luke. Like, and it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm just saying, if you're going to accept that Luke is the greatest swordsman of all time because then he goes and he gets all experience and stuff, but then we completely ignores Rey's real life experience that she also had, she's not allowed the same credit that we give Luke just because it's Rey. Because at least when we see her, she's capable. When we meet Luke, he's not capable. He's not. He's not. I'm not saying I don't like Luke. I like Luke Skywalker quite a bit. But are we going to paint these characters in the same lens or not? And if we're not painting him in the same lens, why? Please explain. So let's talk about Rey. And let's talk about that fight that everybody loves to point out that fucking Rey is a Mary Sue. What happened to Kylo Ren before he fought Rey? I'll wait. What happened to him? What injury was Kylo Ren fighting with? Oh wait, just let me know when you remember. He got shot, motherfuckers. Kylo Ren is fighting injured. Kylo Ren is a badass. At one point, we literally see Kylo Ren beat his own fucking wound to get the adrenaline flowing so he doesn't pass out so he can fight this idiot. And we see Rey fumbling in this fight. She is not practiced at this. She is literally fighting for her life. Her lightsaber is swinging this, that, and the other. Regardless of her force powers, this girl got lucky. She was lucky Kylo Ren was injured in this fight. And she doesn't win. What actually happens? Some fucking shit happens to the Earth and separates them. The only thing she does is she's a little bit stronger in the Force in him in this moment. But again, he's injured. He just killed his father. Kylo Ren is a very emotional character. This boy is fucked up. This is a very realistic fight scene. And he doesn't just fight Rey. He's got to fight Finn first, and then he gets to Rey. Do we see the context that we're missing when we criticize Rey in this scene? And then what happens in that last movie? Now, I know, we don't really want to watch the last movie again because it kind of sucks. I get it. But what actually happens when Rey and Kylo Ren fight again when he's not injured? I'll wait. technically she loses. We watch Rey do Force things, and we watch Kylo Ren do the same. It's a wonderfully shot fight. It's actually quite beautiful to see them fighting on this ship. It's a spectacle of CGI and what the fuck ever, Hollywood, blah, 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 blah. It's a beautiful fight. She doesn't win, though. She's banging against a wall, and he is the wall. Why does she finally stab him at the end? What happens? Leia happens. So again, when you're calling out Rey for this and you don't put it in the honest context of what happens, you're just hurting your argument and you are hurting the very female characters that you are trying to defend. Could Rey have been written better? Yeah. That whole fucking trilogy was trash, bro. What the fuck was Disney thinking when they decided that they were going to have two very high-strung, not even high-strung, what's the right word? Two directors who were very clear about the movies they wanted to tell and clearly did not give a fuck about what the other one thought. There should have been one director and one cohesive story because that shit just got messy. It got messy. Finn should have been the fucking Jedi. To be fucking honest, we shouldn't even be talking about Rey, bro. We should be talking about why the fuck Finn's not a fucking Jedi. That should be the actual conversation. But when you paint Rey as a Mary Sue, but you don't paint Luke and all the other characters that exist in the Star Wars universe that are just naturally good at shit, but all of a sudden she can't be just because she's a girl, it's bullshit. You are hurting the very women that you are trying to defend. In certain genres, in certain movie types, there just is the chosen one. There just is the person that's better than anybody else. And when it's a man, we don't blink. But when it's a woman, all of a sudden we're putting down all the men because we're saying that the woman is better. The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Let's talk about She-Hulk. Now, I don't read the comics. And I think a lot of people should read the comics before they talk about She-Hulk, because I have a ton of comic book nerds friends who have told me that She-Hulk in the TV show is exactly like She-Hulk is in the comics. And that's what Marvel is, right? Marvel makes movies based off their comics. Like that's what they do, right? That's the thing. That's the thing that happens, right? We all know about that. That's the thing, right? Right? Okay, so She-Hulk is literally like she is in the comics, okay? So She-Hulk might be a little better than Bruce at things. So? Fucking so, bro. So what? What I thought was really beautiful about She-Hulk, and She-Hulk did piss me off at the end, but when She-Hulk tells Bruce that she doesn't have a problem controlling her anger because as a woman, she has to learn how to do that. That's fucking real, you guys. Like, I don't understand how you can be a woman. And if you don't know about this, actually great. I love that for you. But if you are a woman who does not have a little or a lot of internalized female rage that you have to keep in check on a daily basis, wow. Wow. Like, and I'm not even trying to be an asshole when I say that, just wow. You're not fucking quietly seething. You're not angry. Because Hollywood specifically has a real problem with letting women be angry. There is a moment at the end of She-Hulk where she has every fucking right to Hulk out. Because what do you mean at this event you're gonna literally embarrass the shit out of me like that? And then when I snap out and have a very human reaction for the bullshit that is going on around me, I'm suddenly supposed to be the better person? What the fuck kind of message is that? You know what happens when you turn the other cheek? You get fucking punched in it. It was very clear that Marvel and fucking Hollywood in general has a problem with the rage of the oppressed. Let's talk about Wakanda Forever. Now, in Black Panther, that is a wonderful movie of female representation across the board. We got Mom, we got Shuri, we got the Dora Milaje. Like we've got such a just a wonderful representation of strong female women in Black Panther. Like it's so good. It's so good, right? And then in Wakanda Forever, we meet the Atlanteans, right? And Namor, the villain's origin story. Why was him killing the colonizers who killed his family? Like, why is that bad? I'm just curious. I'm just really curious because like what because there's this scene in that movie where we see him go back to where he lived, and the colonizers are still there, and he rises into the air, and there's this very dramatic villain shit playing in the background that's supposed to let us know that, oh shit, this is a bad moment. I'm not quite sure why that's a bad moment. Because somebody, can you tell me in the comments why it's bad to kill the colonizers that killed your family? I mean, we love that Punisher kills people because they kill his family. Like Punisher, he like, oh, you kill my family, raw. And then he killed the people who killed his family, but then he keep killing people because he little mentally unstable. And we like, yeah, go Punisher. But no more was like, colonizer die. And we was like, no, villain. I'm confused. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Hollywood has a problem with like rage in general and letting oppressed people express that rage. It is okay to express that rage, but like only in certain confines are we allowed to express that rage, and only a certain type of character is allowed to express that rage. Hmm. Listen, I'm not saying She-Hulk didn't have a lot of problems. I'm not saying that the CGI wasn't great. I'm not saying that. If you want to see Tatiana Maslany kill it, go watch Orphan Black. What another great representation of strong female characters. Holy shit. If you haven't seen Orphan Black, you are fucking up. Go watch Orphan Black. Go watch how incredible an actress Tatiana Maslany is. My God, I could talk about Orphan Black like forever. Forever. It's so good. Go watch that shit because you've got all these different characters that express what it is to be women, and they're all valid. All of them. All of them, even Helena. Because a lot of these women out here making YouTube videos about how women hate strong female characters and we don't, would say that maybe Helena is not really a woman. She's just male coded. And I would say that you are very incorrect. Very. Extremely. Extremely. So here's the deal, you guys. When we talk about the conversations, and we need to be having these conversations about writing honest and diverse women, we need women to be all of who they are, but not just mothers, not just feminine, not just love interests or sidekicks. We want to see women represented in all different breadths of what it is to be a woman. And that means the tomboys and the muscle mommies, all the way up to the Catherines from Basic Instinct. Like, we want all of it. These are all representations of what it is to be a woman, because women are inherently, we're different, we're varied. We come in all different shapes, colors, sizes. We have all different types of personalities. And we are all learning under a patriarchal lens what it means. We are all learning how to break out of that patriarchal lens and discover what it is for us to be women, what it means to be feminine, what it means to be masculine in healthy ways and in non-healthy ways. There's nothing wrong with a woman being a hot mess. There's nothing wrong with a woman being hypersexual. There is nothing wrong with a woman being a complete muscle mommy who can bench press a guy who's 5'6" and a buck 20. Like, you know what I'm like, it's a ridiculous conversation we're having, where you're taking these women who are trying to be different than what the traditional woman is, and you're bashing them for it. When we talk about women in media, you have to look at, where are they? What world are they in? What are the rules of this world? Does this world have any rules? Is this real world coded? Is it an action movie? Is it a horror movie where everybody's just fucking dumb? Where are we? What do we exist in this particular medium? And what is the story that we're trying to tell? And if we do have some movies where women are just better than men at everything, so what? So fucking what, bro? We've been dealing with media for years and years and years that have told us that men are the fucking bee's knees and the absolute best. I watched that shit. I didn't die. I'm still here. I still love that Dutch and his fucking man muscles tanked a Predator thing because he just rolled a nat 20. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the dumb action movies where motherfuckers can just get shot and keep going. Like, I'm here for it. I'm good with it. I'm here for Ethan being the best man on the planet who cares about everybody so much, and he just loves you, and he's just here to protect you. And with his man muscles in just his underwear, he can swim in the Baltic Sea. I'm here for it. Fuck it. Fine. But then when a woman does it, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear it. I'm done. Stop it. Shut up. So anyway, you know what I really want to see? I want to see more Basic Instincts. I want to see more, like, disclosures, you know? I want to see more Original Sin. Those women were messy as fuck, bro. Messy as hell. Shit. When we talk about women and being messy, my God. And listen, I know I didn't talk about that stupid Avengers end scene because, like, number one, y'all be talking about that shit way too much. Y'all want me to really rip apart Avengers Endgame because I fucking love Avengers Endgame. Let me tell you something. Mr. Steve Rogers, who's supposed to be the world's best battlefield tactician, is trash in that movie. I said it. I said it. I said it. I don't understand why that battle was even a battle. You got Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, and what you mean it was that close? What you mean? What you mean? The moment that Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch showed up, that shit should have been fucking over. Scarlet Witch almost tanked that motherfucker by himself. What Doctor Strange doing? What he doing back there? He holding back some water. You got 80,000 wizards from Comatage and your ass holding back water. Steve Rock, what the... The moment Captain Marvel showed up, it should have been over. And why are we mad at Captain Marvel for being Captain Marvel? Like, is that not who she is in comics? Is that not who Captain Marvel is in comics? Is she not this superpowered, overpowered being who is good at everything? Is that not who Captain Marvel is? But Steve Rogers, yo, Captain America, you was trash at battlefield tacticianing. Shit, I could have done a better job. Thanos would have been dead in like 3 seconds. Battle over, done. Why did Tony even have to die? But we mad about the all-female scene? I mean, sure, it was corny. We didn't need it, but what the fuck? Would we have been mad if it had been an all-male scene? If all the men had got together and helped Peter Parker through the thing, would you still be so mad about it? Would you? But also, again, why did Tony have to die when Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange are on the battlefield? Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Bitch, what? What? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me down in the comments why I'm wrong, please. I'm waiting. Let's stop picking apart movies for dumb things. Let's start picking apart movies for dumb things. Okay? Okay, let's just stop it. Just stop. Stop. So in fucking conclusion, women are allowed to be however they are. We want to see women be more of what they are. Nobody should be telling you that you can't be a housewife if that is what you want. But I would argue, not even argue, but I would say because we still live under a patriarchal lens that need not be ignored, is that really what you want? Or is that what you were conditioned to want? Because women, we have a lot of work to do. God, are you neurodivergent too? Are you the eldest daughter? Are you the firstborn eldest daughter? What are you doing with your life? And is it what you actually want to do with your life? Or are you doing things with your life that society or your mother or your family have pressured you into doing? When we watch fiction, we should see women struggling with that. And then we should see women who don't struggle with that shit, who are just naturally good at things. Because why not? It's fiction. I want all the stories, not just some of them. And when stories get a little crazy, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Because I'm here for it when it happens to the men. Okay? Okay? So, yes, does Hollywood have a problem writing women? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. But when you are critiquing this, because a lot of times, I just want well-written characters is kind of misogynistic code for I just want women to act the way that I think women should act. That's what I hear a lot of. I want well-written characters, or I just want a well-written character, but then the only example they can give you is Ellen Ripley. And that's a great example, don't get me wrong. But then why do you actually have a problem with what you're watching? And if we take the woman out of that and we replace it with a man, can you be honest about how you would feel about that property? Can you? Because internalized bias is real. We've all got it. We've all got unpacking to do because we are still living in the system that oppresses us, men and women. And trans men are men, and trans women are women. So we include them in these conversations, and I shouldn't have to say that, but we do. So there it is. Okay? And stop knocking female characters, especially in video games, who you think aren't pretty enough, but then in the same breath have the fucking nerve to say, I want better representation for women. Fuck you. Let her look how she's gonna look. She's beautiful. Just because she's not attractive to you doesn't mean she's not a woman. The fuck? How dare you as a woman do that? We expect that shit from men. We don't expect that shit from you. Stop it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done talking to y'all. I'm done ranting at y'all. Anyway, if you want to listen to some strong female characters, because that's all we write at Tales of the Forgotten Fiction Network, you should go to talesoftheforgotten.com, where you can listen to multiple audio dramas in multiple genres. Some of my characters are women. Some of my characters are messy. Some of my characters are fucking warriors. Some of my characters fucked up. It's fine. That's what we do. We write all kinds of stories over at Tales of the Forgotten, so go check that out. I'm also a streamer who's working on their stream schedule. Don't at me. I'm busy. I'm working, so there'll be a streamer schedule soon. Shout out down in the comments. Tell me what y'all think of this video. Listen, we got to do better. We have to do better in these conversations, and I want to see more women calling out these points of view, because I'm tired of that shit being fed to me in my algorithm. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing the same old fucking arguments about Rey, about She-Hulk, about Captain Marvel. I'm tired of these critiques lensed in just people's internal biases. Stop it. Stop it. Critique the whole thing in the proper lens. And Hollywood, stop plucking out men and putting in women. Nobody asked for that shit. Figure it out. Y'all got a lot of great writers. There's a lot of great books. Figure it the fuck out. Stop fucking up. All right, that's it. I'm out. Goodbye, y'all.